You unlock your front door after a long, exhausting day. The cold evening air rushes in behind you as you drop your heavy keys on the wooden table. You look down at the floor expecting a warm, fuzzy welcome from your supposedly loving pet. But what do you actually get? A fleeting glance from across the room. A slight flick of a tail. Your cat casually grooms its left paw and then slowly strolls away into the dimly lit hallway like you're nothing more than a passing stranger. It stings, doesn't it? You probably think they don't care about you at all. You're probably thinking they only view you as a giant automatic food dispenser. But you're completely misunderstanding the situation. The truth is, your cat is hiding a massive emotional meltdown right under your nose. The biggest mistake owners make is judging a cat's love by dog standards. Cats are wild, solitary predators at heart. Their intricate brains are hardwired by thousands of years of evolution to suppress any signs of vulnerability. So when they miss you to the point of absolute physical desperation, they don't bark loudly or jump on your chest. They leak their deep anxiety through tiny, almost invisible physical signals. Today, we are decoding the 6 most explosive, silent confessions your cat makes when they secretly miss you. And let me tell you right now, the final sign will completely blow your mind. Let's start the countdown with number 6. The delayed greeting shuffle. You walk into the living room, and they aren't anywhere to be seen. You take off your coat, and maybe 2 or 3 minutes later, they finally saunter out from behind the sofa. They stop exactly 5 feet away from your shoes. Their pupils are slightly dilated, reflecting the pale glow of the television screen. They look at you and blink incredibly slowly instead of rushing over for a tight hug. You might assume they were just waking up from a deep, lazy afternoon nap and couldn't be bothered to greet you properly. Absolutely never assume they're just being lazy. Don't ignore this subtle behavior. This isn't arrogance. This is a highly calculated biological reset. Their tiny predator brains have been marinating in a heavy, thick soup of separation anxiety for the last 8 or 9 hours while you were gone. When you finally step back through that door, their internal stress hormone known as cortisol doesn't just instantly vanish into thin air. It takes precious time to cool down. They are intentionally keeping their physical distance to regulate their own racing heartbeat and rushing bloodstream before they can even begin to process the overwhelming relief of your return. If you think this cold shoulder routine is weird, just wait until you see the borderline obsessive behavior they desperately try to hide at number 5. Moving on to number 5. The shadow cat phase. You leave the living room and walk into the kitchen to pour yourself a glass of cold water. You look down at the tiled floor. There is a silent, furry security guard sitting exactly 3 steps behind your left heel. You move to the dark hallway to check the mail. They're quietly sitting right there in the shadows. Their ears are swiveled at exactly a 45-degree angle, perfectly tracking every single micro-movement of your feet on the floorboards. They aren't asking for a tasty treat. They aren't meowing at the ceiling. They're just existing in your immediate physical orbit like a ghost. The real meaning behind this creepy stalking behavior is actually a desperate scientific attempt at proximity seeking. They are actively using the radiating physical heat of your body and the familiar rhythmic sound of your footsteps to ground their own fragile nervous system. It's their silent way of screaming that their entire world was completely unstable and terrifying until you walked back in. They're letting your presence act as an invisible emotional anchor. But this silent stalking is just the warm-up routine. The psychological manipulation they pull off next will make you question everything you know about your supposedly independent pet. Here is number 4. The aggressive scent sinking. You finally collapse onto the soft fabric of your living room couch. Suddenly, out of nowhere, they march right up to your leg. They drop their head and aggressively headbutt your shin bone. They begin rubbing their soft cheeks violently against your hand, your phone, and the rough denim of your jeans. You might look down and think, oh, how sweet, they finally want some gentle scratches behind the ears. You'll be shocked to know this isn't about sweet cuddles at all. This is an urgent biological mission of the highest priority. They are deliberately activating the hidden pheromone glands located on their cheeks and forehead to aggressively overwrite the strange foreign smells of the outside world that you brought inside. It's a primal behavior called allo-grooming. They are frantically syncing their unique scent profile with yours to physically prove to themselves that their precious family unit is still unbroken. They're forcefully dragging you back into their exclusive pack using chemical markers. But this physical claiming process is absolutely nothing compared to the heartbreaking secret they keep when you aren't even home to see it. The countdown is getting incredibly intense, and the revelation at number 3 will genuinely make you want to cry. Now we reach number 3, the secret sleep migrations. Imagine walking into your empty bedroom after being gone for 12 hours. You look at their expensive velvet bed. It's completely empty. Instead, you glance over at the messy pile of laundry on your chair. There they are, fast asleep, right on top of your dirty workout shirt. A lot of owners get annoyed thinking their cat just wants to ruin clothes with shedding fur. You're completely misunderstanding their loneliness. This is a fascinating phenomenon called olfactory mapping. When you leave, their world shrinks. To survive that isolation, they actively hunt down the absolute strongest source of your physical scent. The salty sweat and body oils embedded in your clothing act as a powerful organic sedative for their nervous system. They're literally wrapping themselves in the memory of your body to trick their panicked brain into feeling safe. It's a heartbreaking attempt to feel your living warmth. This brings us to number 2, the sudden zoomy explosions. You've been home for maybe 20 minutes. You're finally kicking off your shoes. Out of nowhere, the peaceful atmosphere is violently shattered. Your cat's spine arches up. Their tail puffs out. With zero warning, they launch themselves off the carpet. You hear claws tearing into the rug as they sprint down the hallway at top speed like they're being chased by a ghost. They drift aggressively around the kitchen and sprint right back, jumping over your legs. You sit there thinking they've just lost their tiny mind. The biological truth is they're experiencing a massive adrenaline dump. For the past 9 hours, they were holding their breath emotionally. The overwhelming relief of seeing your face causes a massive flood of adrenaline to crash through their tiny body. Their muscles can't contain the sheer joy melting away, so they have to physically explode into motion to burn off that chemical cocktail. They aren't going crazy. They're aggressively celebrating your survival. And now, the exact moment you've been waiting for. Number 1. The broken micro-vocalizations. After the wild running stops, they slowly approach you. They look directly into your eyes, and instead of a normal loud meow asking for food, they do something incredibly beautiful. They open their mouth slightly, but almost no clear sound comes out. Or maybe you hear a tiny broken chirp, a fragile trill, or a soft purr that barely escapes their throat. It's so painfully quiet you have to lean in close just to catch it. You might think they're suddenly losing their voice. This is the ultimate red flag of pure love. These broken, delicate sounds are scientifically proven to be a direct result of a massive oxytocin release inside their brain. When they make those sounds, they're dropping their proud predator mask. They're reverting back to the exact same vocal frequencies they used when they were a tiny, helpless kitten calling out to their mother. It's the most raw physical proof that a solitary hunter has completely surrendered to you. A wild creature is programmed by evolution to hide every ounce of weakness. They'd much rather fake a cold attitude than admit they're desperate for your affection. But their complex biology can't lie. Every slow blink, every nap on your old sweater, and every frantic sprint is a silent scream saying, "I missed you so much it physically hurt." You're their entire world. Do you think your cat only shows love through these 6 signs? You're totally wrong. There's still one incredibly gross grooming habit they use every single day to prove you're their prized possession. You absolutely don't want to miss the shocking truth next time. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe right now, and get your daily dose of Meow Logic.